The day before she was supposed to marry Chinonso, she decided to go alone to the bush path where her and Chinonso's love first started. She felt like she was betraying their love by marrying Chinonso, who she doesn't even love. When she got to the exact spot where Obinna fought against the dogs, she started crying. All the loving memories they made together came flashing to her. She laid on the floor and cried her eyes out. She suddenly felt a soft touch on her shoulder, but she was too scared to look at the person. It must be an enemy of their village, she thought. They might as well kill her so she would join her love Obinna wherever he is. She shut her eyes tightly and waited for a sword to slash through her, but instead, she felt a soft kiss on her lips. "My princess, don't be scared. It's your love, Obinna." She immediately opened her eyes to look at Obinna, who was already helping her stand up. "Obinna, where have you been? We've all been searching for you. I have been looking for you, Obinna." Obinna just gave her a wild smile and disappeared into thin air. "Obinna, my love," she cried out. She woke up and realized it was a dream. She immediately broke down and cried throughout the night, not minding that her marriage to Chinonso was going to take place the next day. 2 years later, after Chinonso married Princess Ada, King Azuka joined his ancestors, and Chinonso was immediately crowned the king of Aga Kingdom. The week after he was crowned king, he stopped the pretense of him being a kind man who listened to his people, and he showed his true colors. He ruled with an iron fist and was so ruthless that he would take the head of anyone who tried to challenge his authority. He listened to no one, not even his own father. He was out of control and all his subjects hated him. On top all this, his obsession for women came to light. He not only obsessed about the women, he also caused them harm. He would rape any woman he fancied, not minding if they were even married. When his father, the Onowu, found out about this, he went to confront his son Chinonso, who is now the king. All he wanted was for his son to be a brave and powerful king who was loved by his subjects, just like the late King Azuka. He wanted to be known as the father of the greatest king in the history of Aga Kingdom, not the father of a tyrant king who is out of control and ready to take the head of anyone who dared stood on his way. When the Onowu got to the palace, he greeted his son, "King Chinonso, may your reign be long." "Sit down, my father. No need for formalities. I'm still your son." "Okay, my king," the Onowu said, and made himself comfortable on the palace chair. "I have come to speak to you about how you treat your subjects. You even go as far as taking advantage of the women of this village. Now, you are the most hated king in all the history of Aga Kingdom." Chinonso laughed hard. "My father, the people might hate me now because they don't understand what I'm doing. But once they understand, they would surely love me. I'm making them strong so that they can withstand any obstacle the enemy might throw at them." He said, "Is being a rapist part of the things that would make them strong? You are out of control and your people might revolt against you. Shut up. You are speaking to your king. Let them try revolting, and I won't spare anyone. If you join them, you won't be an exception, Chinonso replied. Chinonso, it is me, your father, you are speaking to like this, the Onowu thundered in anger. Yes. Besides, who are you to judge me? Are you any better? Were you not the same person that tortured that useless warrior, Obinna, till he died? I learned my skills from you, my sweet father. Chinonso laughed hard this time and asked the Onowu to leave his palace. The Onowu was speechless. He thought his secret was safe with his son because he did what he did for his son. He was so lost in his thoughts that he didn't notice the queen, Ada, hiding behind the door he passed by. She heard their conversation. She didn't know how to feel. Many thoughts and emotions ran through her. She was full of rage and anger, and at the same time heartbroken. They killed her beloved out of desperation for the throne. She was so angry on finding out the truth about the death of her beloved and decided in her heart to avenge his death. She would do anything within her power to make sure Chinonso and his father paid for what they did to Obinna. From then on, Queen Ada pretended to be a faithful and loving wife to King Chinonso, all the while still plotting her revenge. King Chinonso, oblivious to the storm brewing within the queen, continued to rule with arrogance and cruelty. The people suffered and Queen Ada's anger grew day by day. One day, Queen Ada's anger wore thin. She decided to make King Chinonso and his father pay for all their wrongdoings. At night, she snuck out of the palace to meet up with some of the men and women who were victims of King Chinonso's reign. The women who were raped by the king and their husbands who were mistreated for trying to stand up against the king. She tried convincing them to join her to fight against the king. They were skeptical at first, but later agreed to the queen's plan when they remembered how King Chinonso mistreated them. One of the men brought up the suggestion that they should join forces with some warriors of the kingdom who were also mistreated by the king. They planned to ambush King Chinonso and kill him by using his weakness, which was women. They were going to use a woman to lure him into the bush. In the process of being intimate with the woman, they would kill him. Unbeknownst to them, a warrior was still very loyal to the king and was seeking his favor to be promoted from his position, went behind their backs and told King Chinonso about the queen's plan. King Chinonso was very angry. He didn't expect his wife to betray him, so he vowed to deal with her. One day, while he was taking a walk, he saw a beautiful lady who was dressed seductively. He assumed that it was the lady sent by the queen to kill him. He pretended not to know what was happening and took the lady into the bush to sleep with her. And as expected, some men ambushed him and tried killing him, but they didn't succeed. The king slaughtered all of them and walked back to the palace with the intent of killing Queen Ada. When he got there, he pinned her to the wall and tried strangling her. He also mocked her dead lover whilst confessing to killing him. But what he didn't know was that Queen Ada hid a small knife under her garment, which she used to unalive him. Queen Ada became the first queen in all history of Aga to rule the kingdom. She saved the people from the hands of a tyrant king. She ruled with wisdom and loved the people just like her father, King Azuka.